Welcome back to Quarantine Cocktails with Matt. I'm here because these times are tough and I'm going to help you through them. Today we're going to make some more classic cocktails with the ingredients you have around the house. Today we're going to make an old fashioned, which has become very popular in the last few years. The old fashioned started off way back in the 1800s, but started to gain momentum back in the Roaring Twenties. In the Roaring Twenties, it was known as the whiskey cocktail. After Prohibition, it became the old-fashioned whiskey cocktail, and eventually it has become just the old-fashioned. The old-fashioned is a spirit-forward cocktail that has many variations and can be adapted to your own personal tastes. We're going to start with the basic ingredients. First is the cherry. Now, you can have these fancy cherries, but it's quarantine, so we can't go to any specialty stores right now, so those are out. Bring out the maraschino cherries from the grocery store. And then you can add one or two to your taste. Today we will do two. The next ingredient is the orange. Now, the orange can be substituted with different variations of the orange, tangerines, but today I've got these dried orange slices from Trader Joe's. I know Trader Joe's is still open, but certainly don't need these, and they're kind of specialty. So once again, if you got them in your house, great. If you don't, go with what you got in the quarantine. I like to break these up a little and drop them in. The next ingredient is the sugar. Now, there's very different ideas on this, and then you could start with the basic scoop of sugar. You could do sugar in the raw. You could get out your fancy simple syrups, or you could make some bootleg Demerara syrup. To make the bootleg Demerara syrup, if you don't have sugar in the raw, you mix 2 parts light brown sugar to 1 part water, and you boil it and blend it together, and then you can stabilize it with a little bit of vodka, or you can just do the spoonful of sugar if that's what you got. But today we'll do this bootleg Demerara syrup that I made previously. And then they say do about an ounce, but that gives you a really sweet drink, so you just do a little bit. And then we start the muddling process, and we've got this nice muddler right here, but it's Corona, so if we're going to order this off Amazon, we're going to have to wait 2 months, so that's out. We'll use the trusty fork today. Next, you want to add your ice. I like to add my ice so I can pour the spirit over the ice so it cools down as it goes in. Normally, I would use a nice big square block of ice that I make with a specialty ice cube tray. However, if you're going to get that off Amazon, it's also going to be 2 months. So, I've got some regular ice cubes right here, and I like to do about 3. You don't want to go overboard because the more the ice melts, the more it'll dilute the cocktail. Next, you add your whiskey, bourbon, even rum. Typically, I like to use higher quality like a Yellowstone or a Basil Hayden's bourbon, but let's be serious. This is quarantine. We're going with the Jack Daniels because we can buy it in bulk at low prices. Now, typically you add the bourbon to taste, but today it's a 3-finger day. It is quarantine overall. So the final step is adding the bitters. Now, I got some orange bitters, And these are actually pretty readily available. Most groceries carry it in either orange bitters or standard bitters or both. And then you do just a couple of dashes like that. I like to give it a quick stir, get the syrup all mixed up there real nice. And there you go. Your classic old-fashioned. Join me next time on Quarantine Cocktails with Matt. Cheers.